This is This Week in SaaS, a tiny little video where a normal-sized woman tells you what happened this week in SaaS. I'm Jen Igartua, and I'm calling you about your vehicle's extended warranty. This week, we're talking all about government regulation. You know government regulation. It's that thing that says children can't work in factories, or that turkey ham can't be sold with the words turkey and ham on the label in different fonts. What's turkey ham, you ask? It's a disgusting frankenmeat made up of scraps of leftover ham and turkey that have been smushed together into one delicious abomination. Yum! The US government is making moves to regulate AI. The FCC said earlier this year that AI-generated voices are in fact artificial under the TCPA. TCPA generally prohibits making artificial or pre-recorded calls without the prior express consent of the called party. But telemarketers call me all the time. Turns out, a legitimate telemarketer has to check off all these boxes before they can solicit, including get an express written consent from you, the person they're annoying at dinner time. But how many Americans have actually consented to the 2 billion spam calls we get each month? I think I'd remember telling the police department they could call me and hit me up for money. So even with AI calls being considered artificial, is it really going to stop anyone? LinkedIn is flooded with people saying outbound is dead, SDRs are dead. You know what I think is dead? The human experience. Before we all rush to create AI robocolors, let's learn from our mistakes from automated outbound. It's only been 13 years since we've all had SalesLoft, Gong, and Outreach in our tech stack, and it can be done right. So let's stop with the clickbait. Sales is not dead, but it is changing. To me, the role of humans is becoming more important. With AI-generated content and more outbound happening, we're all feeling flooded. We're going back to the 80s and signing contracts on the golf course, baby! Instead, use AI to arm your sales team with the information they need to become great sellers. Replacing them will only get you short-term gains. Here's to hoping that regulations push our go-to-market leaders and operators to think about what's best for the customer, not just try to increase the number of outbound calls. And while we wait for our phones to be smart enough to block AI calls, I'll be making a voice clone so I can prank my dad. That was This Week in SaaS. Tune in next week for next week's This Week in SaaS.